So there are a lot of stages when developing a large language model application. First, you have to develop it, obviously, and then once in production, you have to monitor it. And there are many tools to monitor your application that uses a large language model. One of the most famous ones is Langsmith. The problem here is that it's paid, or if you want to use all the features at least, but it's very easy to use, so you have here a trade-off. Then you have a bunch of options that you can self-host. However, oftentimes the self-hosted version is not as good as the hosted version. For example, with Quadrant, you have the problem that you just get a single API key when you self-host. It's very strange, and you cannot create multiple projects, but you can do it in the hosted version. So it's like a bit of a rip-off. With Langfuse, you actually have all the features of the self-hosted version. The problem is that it's rather complicated to set up. The Docker setup has a bunch of different containers, and even when you don't use it, we didn't use it for 2 months. I think we just had it on our server, and suddenly it filled up. It filled up the storage of the whole server without us even using it. So I don't know what we did wrong, but the default setup wasn't easy at least. And then we stumbled upon Phoenix by ArizeAI, and this has the same version in hosted and self-hosted, so this is great. And it also has a single container only to spin it up. You can create multiple API keys, you can invite multiple users, so it's just very great to use in a setup where you have to self-host something and you don't want to use, you're not allowed to use the hosted version. The only downside of Phoenix is that it's a bit harder to incorporate, as for example, Langsmith, if you're already using Langchain. Yeah, what are you using to track your LLM traces in your production apps?